This episode of Bourbon on Ice, presented by your friend Frosty and your bartender Mike Whiskey, is brought to you by the Cape Media Center of Cape Cod, Massachusetts. The views and opinions expressed during this podcast do not necessarily reflect those of the Cape Media Center. Listener discretion is advised. One is the loneliest number that you'll ever do. Oh, wait. Hi, Whiskey.
Hey, Frosty?
Well, this is awkward now.
Yeah, I've been here for a while.
We should probably just start now.
Yeah, hit the music.
Coming up on today's episode of Bourbon on Ice, we talk vinyl and my vinyl collection, which is right here.
And I've got my collection, which is non-existent.
What do you mean non-existent?
I don't have a vinyl collection.
All right, we're going to have to talk about that, and I may ridicule you a little bit.
That's fair.
This is Bourbon on Ice with your friend Frosty.
And your hapless bartender, Mike Whiskey.
Stay tuned. Welcome to another episode, a musical episode about music that's surrounding Whiskey Help.
It's another one
of Bourbon on Ice.
Yeah.
I am your friend Frosty here with the unmusical Mike Whiskey.
I've got plenty of albums. I'll just let you know.
Where are they?
But they're just not vinyls. My collection is mostly CDs.
Oh
my
God.
I was a 90s kid, man.
You call yourself a hipster.
I don't, actually.
That explains a lot. But wait, that doesn't explain the hat.
What do you mean it doesn't explain the hat?
Have you seen yourself?
Yeah, it's a great Greek fisherman's cap.
I rest my case. Anyways, I'm just going to say this. I was a vinyl-loving kid, but I was also a 90s kid. I have massive amounts of CDs in the house. Like, oh my gosh, I really should get rid of some of those now. Holy
Yeah, this is a...
No way.
Oh, what?
I just this moment realized that CDs are considered passé. So,
yeah.
Wow, I'm looking at my massive CD album collection in a whole new light.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's such a weird thing to be like, yeah, my CD collection nowadays when everybody's got their stuff on Spotify or like other like sources. They got Pandora albums or whatever. And it's not cool to have CDs anymore.
I have a freaking cassette player collection.
I got cassettes too. I love my
Cassettes, not cassette player. I mean, although now that I think of it, I have 3 cassette players in my house.
I only got the one.
Oh my, what? Who am I?
You are Frosty. Some might call you Boggy.
I think I'm old. I think that's what I am.
No.
We are so old.
Not yet. You're not getting AARP in the mail yet.
What's that, Sonny? Who are you and why are you on my lawn? Be gone, I must go pre-order the Bible. Today's episode is all about vinyl. Honestly, how many times have you just been captivated by the sheer nostalgia that is vinyl?
It's easily the best sound quality.
And someone out there suddenly said, hey, there's a market to make in this. I mean, not just hipsters, people love this stuff. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you got people shelling out for albums which you cannot fit into a laptop, but could easily find on the internet.
Yeah.
Now there are portable players. Don't you have one?
What do you mean portable player?
Portable phonographs that play vinyl.
I do not have one of these. I did not know they existed. It sounds like a hassle. It almost sounds like ye olde version of the giant stereos that people would carry around in the hood.
Those were the coolest people ever. You freaking Philistine.
I'm not calling them uncool. They were the coolest people.
Okay, good.
It was
Just
awesome.
checking.
But just suddenly my mind went blank and I couldn't remember what they're called.
Boom boxes.
That's what it is. Boom boxes.
Oh my gosh, those Those were the horrible, horrible days.
They're not horrible. Those are great days.
Those were the what were we thinking days.
Well, you got it for our younger listeners. You had this giant, like TV-sized box that you would just carry down the street, and the bigger your boom box, the cooler you were.
You would get a full workout just from telling people how cool you were.
And you had to stack it full of like D-size, C-size batteries.
Don't forget the sunglasses, the mirrored sunglasses that you would wear.
Oh yeah,
The giant shell toes.
giant aviators or whatever you needed.
You would have the baseball cap that was backwards. Wow, a lot of that sounds like today. Except no one carries the freaking boombox.
No, and actually, no one really does the backwards hats I don't see those anymore.
Usually it's to the side now.
That's true.
My people do it.
I don't see a whole lot of hats in general.
My bros do it.
They do?
I have bros. They do it.
I don't believe you.
You don't want to see us. Trust me. You're the sort of person, it's the sort of thing like, oh, hey, oh, he's got his hat on sideways. We're just going to keep walking and pretend we don't see him.
Oh, he's doing something important.
You should see me in my full Adidas Chili 62 tracksuit.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
That's so Eastern European, man.
But phonographs, personal portable phonographs, those are a thing. And I have 3 record players in my house, I just realized.
Nice.
As such, I wanted to share my love of vinyl with everyone. And you're going to have to forgive me if I go a little off the track. This has been a week. It's been a couple of weeks. It's been a month. It's been since 2022 rolled in.
Yeah, basically.
This is 2022, right?
It is 2022.
Okay, see, this is what I'm talking about.
Some might call it 2022.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It tells you what sort of year we're in for.
Ooh, all right. So,
anyways,
I believe we should start with the return of the Whiskey Asks segment.
Yes, so we have a triumphant return of Whiskey Asks. A mighty number of replies we got from the question, what is your favorite vinyl album, and what is the memory that's attached to that album?
All 4 of them.
All 4 replies. But hey, good turnout.
I did want to point out that 2 of these came to our email, whiskeyfrosty@yahoo.com. Thank you. If anyone would like to send us, a heads up or possible mail, send it there.
Yeah.
We're
Plug that.
We're very, very desperate to hear from you people.
Yeah, plug that email one more time for him.
whiskeyfrosty@yahoo.com.
Rock on. You can tweet us at whiskeyfrosty on Twitter as well, which is where we'll get our first 2 replies to the question. And from Chris L, I apologies if I'm getting this wrong. Cursel THR77 replies, my favorite album is Bob Seger and the Bullet Band.
Aww.
Old Time Rock and Roll was one of the many favorites on that album, and it reminds me of my mom. We would play it when we was little and just dance and enjoy ourselves. It was the best time ever. That sounds like the best time ever.
I have a lot of songs that remind me of my mom, but they're very derogatory.
Yeah, I got that from that time we did the playlist episode.
Okay, then. That's a good album. I'm just got to give props out to this guy. That is a good classic album. I'm sorry. To us, it's classic. To you, it may not be considered classic. But
classic is a classic.
But we respect you. We respect it. It's a respectable album.
Following up with at the DJ Ponychan, she replies her favorite vinyl album when she had a record player was Shatter Me from Lindsey Sterling, which is an excellent choice.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Frosty and I are total simps for Lindsey.
I'm not a simp.
Yes,
I'm an utter devotee. That's the same thing, but in a nicer way.
We're still simps.
Speak for yourself. Incidentally, my finger is caught in the padding of this chair.
Oh, no.
Okay, there we go.
There we go. Let her rip.
Well,
I'm not going to pull that finger, though.
It is interesting that at the DJ Ponychan said that because I have my vinyl collection right here.
And is Shatter Me in there?
It may be. It is.
Of course it is.
And that's a new one. Vinyl made a resurgence. People said, it's not just restoring the classic old albums. There are brand new albums that come out and go onto vinyl, and they sell.
Yeah, it's the wildest thing.
Um,
But anyways, we had some
emails.
as
Okay,
well.
let me just tap and
Tappy
there
tap
we
tap.
go. Okay, names changed. Well, actually shortened to protect the innocent. Also, I don't know the real names. That this one comes to us from Jen. Hello, Jen.
Hello.
Jen. Oh, this one is after my own heart. Her favorite album was her first Broadway album. You got to remember, a lot of Broadway shows were released on vinyl. This is how people.
Yeah, that would be. This is how people experience the musical in their own home.
And it was years before compact disc and the absolute disappointment lie of anti-skip technology. I'm just gonna throw that out there now. You bastards know who you are, promising us that. That little button never worked. But moving on, I digress. Her first album was her favorite album, and it was a Broadway album. The soundtrack to Annie, the musical.
Wow.
According to this, Jen would listen to that album every Christmas time with her family,
Aw,
and they would have sing-alongs.
that's wholesome.
It's making me uncomfortable. Wholesomeness.
Well, then let's move on to our next.
Major props to Jen. And this next one, this is a short reply. This is from someone named Bill. I like that name, Bill.
I like Bill too. I had a dog named Bill.
A dog named Bill?
A dog named Bill. He was a great dog. You'd point your fingers at him like you were making a little gun. You say bang, and he'd lie over and play dead. He was a great dog.
That's horrifying.
That's hysterical.
That poor dog. You
He-
must have given him such a complex.
Ah, he was a great dog.
Now, Bill has included a one-word answer, but I think we can appreciate this answer. Santana.
Ooh.
Oh. I don't care which album it was, Bill. I don't care which album.
No,
Respect.
Santana's good. Well, Frosty, you got a whole big box. Although I don't have a collection, I do have a few vinyls to share they're at home right now, but they are my favorites.
Okay, so let's start with yours. Whiskey, what are your favorite albums?
My favorite albums? Well, one of them won't be my favorite, but it will be a fun one to mention. Disney won't want you to hear about this one.
I'm curious already.
My favorite is the Moody Blues. Every good boy deserves favor.
Explain. A
It's-
Disney reference.
That's not a Disney reference. This
Ah.
is just not the Disney reference yet. My favorite album is the Moody Blues. Every good boy deserves favor.
Okay.
My dad gave me that album when I was young, and I grew up with it, so it's just my favorite. The Disney reference is The Adventures of Little Hiawatha on vinyl. Disney would not wants you to forget about that. I'm sure.
That is the most adorable thing. I had that book.
Did you?
I had that picture book growing up. I'm sorry, but Disney knew what it was doing, and it made a lot of money off of it anyway.
Yep.
I'm sorry. It is what it is. It's a footnote in history of Disney.
Much like Song of the South, which I watched the other day. It was a great movie.
How did you possibly have that on VHS?
No, I got it on Blu-ray.
You are kidding. That exists?
It exists.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which puzzles and confusels me.
Yeah.
I am confused.
I would imagine most anyone who's listening is confused about that.
All right, what's the other album you've got?
That was the other one. Pink Floyd is like up there, man.
Wait, which?
Of course, it's the classic. It's The Dark Side of the Moon.
Does a lot of pot get smoked in your house?
Actually, yeah.
That explains so much. Okay,
But strangely enough, I'm not the one who's smoking it.
Dark Side of the Moon. Everyone has told me about oh, you gotta get Dark Side of the Moon and listen to it on vinyl. Like, why?
It's an experience, and the toughest part about Dark Side of the Moon and Pink Floyd in general is you gotta listen from start to finish. There is no stopping and starting or playing individual tracks like they do on the radio.
Well, it is a vinyl record.
Yeah.
But if you do listen to it from start to finish, that is how you will become comfortably numb.
I love that song. Great song.
You're just gonna let me get away with that utterly terrible joke?
Yes, I love puns.
Ever since I started losing my eyesight to entertain myself, I ask my phone, tell me the joke of the day. And they are so bad that that I think my eyesight gets worse hearing them. You want to hear today's?
What's today's?
What do you call a belt with clocks on it?
Oh gosh, what do you call a belt with clocks on it?
A waste of time. Ow, I said that and I'm feeling it between the eyes, dude.
Oh.
And then the phone literally plays a rim shot.
But that's great.
Now, I was over at your house during the Christmas season. Didn't you have like the Charlie Brown Christmas on vinyl?
No, it wasn't on vinyl. I was playing it on the vinyl record player, but it was a CD.
Christmas time is here. Da, 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 da. Someone would have thought they would have taught those children how to, differentiate the words.
Well, I mean, they do.
Meh.
Anyway, and now for something completely different.
As I've said, I have temporarily lost my eyesight.
Oh no.
I know. Life has been an absolute never-ending horror show of misery and sadness. I walk into things and I step on things, mostly dogs. They're not happy with me. So there is a box right here. Yep, that's it. And I basically grabbed the entire top section of my albums and stuck it in the box and brought it here for you to gawk at. And, as anyone, I'm a guy.
Figuratively speaking, of course.
I'm a guy. And everyone knows what happens with guys and albums. We put all of our favorites right on the top. And everything else goes down there. We don't alphabetize. We don't put them in genres. Like, all of the favorites just get lumped in one spot.
Suddenly I feel called out because I'm like an organization guy.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, basically, the organization is, these are the good ones, and the rest are questionable. I mean, I left most of my Rat albums at home.
Well,
and
yeah,
the Broadway soundtracks.
That is questionable.
So, Whiskey?
At least not as questionable as Back to the Future.
The
on
musical?
Broadway. We're gonna talk about that one day.
We're gonna rip that apart.
Like vultures.
I'm sure someone else already is. Let's just join their...
Oh my goodness gracious.
Whiskey, would you like to take a look?
I will take a look. Drag that. That's actually surprisingly heavy.
Those are some very manly noises you just made.
Yes.
MJ, if you're listening, this is what Whiskey sounds like.
And Claffy.
You're calling him out on that.
I'm calling him out on that. So, first up, we got a lineup of the Beatles. We got the White Album, Abbey Road.
Of course.
Actually, that's not. I thought that was going to be Sgt. Pepper, but that's actually the Best of Disney, Volume 2.
Oh, did I leave? Oh my gosh, I left the Sgt. Pepper at my house. I do have it, though.
You do have Sgt. Pepper.
Yes.
You got Bruce Springsteen.
Well,
not surprised.
Of course, the boss.
I'm basically just going right through this.
Go for it.
I can't read that. The Rolling Stones, Sticky Fingers.
I dare anyone to tell me there's a better album for the Rolling Stones. And you can't say it's a compilation album.
Okay, this is not the Disney Cinderella.
No, it is not.
No. Explain this one for people who can't. It's Big Hair. It's a big hair band.
It's Stadium Rock. It's the 80s, man. It's awesome. I will, full disclosure, that album is stolen.
That album is still, well, that explains a lot. Because...
Someone, not a store, but someone who I dislike and doesn't notice that it's missing. Actually, wait, why would I tell exactly who it is? I don't want them to find me. I just want everyone who owns the Cinderella albums to go check their vinyl collections right now. If one's missing, I took it. It was me.
Next up, we got Billy Idol.
Of course.
Yeah.
I used to dream he was my dad. Well, he was cool.
Wouldn't be a bad dad.
Plus the hair.
Oh, the official album of Walt Disney World Epcot Center.
That was a Christmas gift from none other than Kirk, my buddy who is recovering from cancer.
Oh, he's recovering now. I haven't gotten an update on that.
Well, he's been in recovery for some time. It's just, he's still fighting.
Yeah.
Just Yeah, that is the official Epcot album because I'm a freaking Disney nerd.
Yes, you are.
Who else has that on Earth?
There's probably a few people. Simple Minds, Once Upon a Time.
Wellfleet Drive-In Flea Market. Someone had it there and just like, yoink! Well, I didn't yoink it. I paid for it, but like no one was going to take that without me.
Who's Crybaby?
Oh, that's the title.
Yeah, I know that's the title, but who's the artist?
Melanie Martinez.
Oh, okay.
I know that there's been controversy surrounding her, and I just want to stress that I got this album before the controversy, but did you remember the days when we were sitting around at WKKL in the office and CJ, bane of my existence, was in there and he was, playing this woman who I'd never heard before. And like, we're all like, who is she? She's amazing.
I remember that.
He introduced me to Melanie Martinez. So, I went out and bought the album as a result of him.
And then he played a song with one of the 7 deadly words that we can't say on the air. And we had to beat him over the head with a whack kill stick.
Which time?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Anyways, our next one is 21 Pilots. I already ribbed you for this one in one of our earlier videos.
I don't remember you ribbing me. I remember you telling me that it was amazing. Absolutely amazing. You can't see, audience, but I'm giving him a death glare. At least I think I am. I mentioned I'm blind. I could be looking at a chair, and he's not in it.
You need to get your memory checked along with those eyes.
No, I'm pretty sure it was complimentary.
Kid Rock. Not bad. Not
bad. Forgive me on that one, audience. But, I wasn't allowed to have that album as a kid. And Ba to Ba was awesome. I'm really saying that.
There's no name on this one, on the front cover of this at least. It's just a big spider with a lightning bolt on it. Danger Days on the back. The True Lives of the Fabulous Killjoys.
That is my favorite album, not just on vinyl, but of all time.
Sound the alarm. Here she is.
Chemical Romance. That was the final album they made before their breakup. And, well, they've gotten back together now, but that was their final album, and I love every song on that. I know every word.
It's a rare and beautiful thing when you can find any album with every song just a banger for you.
Look alive, sunshine. 109 in the sky, but the pigs won't quit. You're here with me, Dr. Death Defying. I'll be... Oh, I could go on. I'm not going to. That's the intro track. I should stop.
Sound the alarm, because we're about to get drooly in here.
Oh, boy.
Here's Lindsey Sterling's Shatter Me album.
I think we mentioned that.
We did. And here it is.
Just hold it up.
I am.
Okay, hang on. I'm reaching out. Oh, I'm feeling its Lindsay goodness from it. the utter Lindsay-ness from it. Can we just talk about how amazing she is?
She is awesome. We saw her live in concert at the Boston House of Blues.
Oh, the Shatter Me tour.
Yep.
Remember when she stepped out of the gigantic snow globe?
Yeah.
Do you remember when she played the Zelda medley?
Yep. That was great. I loved the entire show. I think the memory that sticks out to me the most was I believe the song was from Shatter Me, Ascendance, and she's just in this beautiful flowing dress, and the wind from the backstage fan is blowing, and it looks like she's rising on the stage, and it was so just breathtaking.
I bought the concert tour DVD.
Nice.
That night.
Among other things that you bought.
I don't want this night to end.
Because you bought the album there too. No.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you bought.
Oh, wow.
And I think maybe a T-shirt as well.
I'm a Sterlingite.
Yes, you are.
Or a Lindsay fan, or...
I don't know if there's a technical term for it yet.
I know for a fact she addressed that in one of her videos, and I feel like such a fraud, like I should turn in my Lindsay Sterling fan club card because I don't know that.
Moving on. Imagine Dragons Evolve.
I'm just gonna say it. That's a great album to listen to when you're high. You proved me wrong. They have Walking the Wire in there, and I don't know why, like right off the bat, and just, oh my gosh, the album is great. But seriously, ladies and gentlemen, this is just a simple idea. If you happen to have the album, and you're in a state where it is legal, some cannabis, and the two should combine, it's gonna be a great afternoon.
Oh, and with that, we'll be right back to finish out.
The Cape Media Center, located in Dennisport, Cape Cod, Massachusetts, is a non-profit community media center and the public access TV station for the towns of Barnstable, Yarmouth, Dennis, Harwich, and Chatham. Our mission is to build community through media, enhance democratic communication, and facilitate free expression by providing these towns with a state-of-the-art media resource center. Members can become trained in our video and audio equipment and produce their own media content. Membership includes training classes, access to our field equipment, studios, and facility, as well as airtime. Podcasters and music producers can share their content on our website. For more information, visit capemedia.org.
Well, anything else?
Oh yeah, there's another whole stack, and I think we're at a great place to resume where we were. Because the next album is Panic at the Disco.
Is it?
It is.
It is.
It was like lightning. Everybody was frightening, and the music was soothing as they all started grooving.
I really should get that one too. I like that. I love that. I love that song. But yeah, yeah, that was actually that was one of my first vinyl albums.
One of the first ones you bought?
Vices and Virtues by Panic at the Disco.
Oh.
It was a controversial album, to be honest, because two of the band members had left.
Oh.
And they, according to the fans, this is the moment when the style of music officially changed.
I can see that.
I can see it too. And it's debatable as to whether or not it was for the worse or the better, but it is different, and I loved it. So I had to get my hands on this thing, and this was one of my first vinyl albums.
Oh, what a nice memory. Next one up is Switchfoot, The Beautiful Letdown.
What can I say? I love the Aussies.
Talking is hard.
Talking is hard.
But we're not talking about talking on this podcast. That actually comes fairly easy to us. No, that's the album.
Of?
I don't know. It says Talking is Hard on the front. Walk the Moon.
Yes.
On the back.
You remember that? I'm listening to us talking about this as though it's 20 years ago. Shut Up and Dance With Me.
Oh my goodness,
That's
yes.
them.
Oh, is it seriously?
Yeah, that's them. I fell in love with them, and I was walking through Newbury Comics one day, and you see, just tell the audience what it looks like, what they're doing on the album cover.
They're just sat there. Oh, they're doing the South Park thing where the guy's head is opened up like he's talking like a Canadian.
I'm looking at this. I don't know what these people are, but I have to have this album. And I picked it up and said, "Oh, wait, these are these guys? And they've got some really good ones in there. I love that album."
Nice. Man, Shut Up and Dance With Me. You threw me back to 2014.
Well,
this is like 7 years ago.
Dude, don't you dare look back. Keep your eyes on me.
No.
And if you're holding back, then I say, "Shut up and dance with me."
I see what you
stop.
I see what you did there, and I don't appreciate it at all.
How dare you? But I agree. Moving on.
I don't know. I wouldn't have expected you to have a half-naked woman CD or
Oh,
vinyl.
yeah,
This
that's
one,
the
it
Katy
looks like
Perry.
she's on like a cotton candy cloud.
Yeah, that's clearly the Katy Perry.
Katy Perry.
Oh, I can feel your judging eyes and
Oh, yeah.
yours and yours and yours. I can feel everyone's judging eyes on me.
Yes.
Like several albums ago, we had Kid Rock, but Teenage Dream was a really good album. I'm sorry, but there it is. Think of all the amazing, catchy songs that came out of it. California Girls, Last Friday Night, Peacock, and Teenage Dream, which is actually one of my favorite songs ever.
I think I like the Weird Al covers more.
Tell me, what's the cover?
Oh, I don't know. Can't remember.
Oh, we gotta look that up.
We do after the show.
When we go to our next, when we tell the audience we're going somewhere, but we're actually, going out for a smoke and doing coloring books, lewd coloring books.
Yeah.
We'll do that instead.
All right. Speaking of lewd, the next album cover looks a little bit lewd too. Cyndi Lauper, True Colors.
Okay, so many years ago, I was born. Before
Mhm.
that, it was a bleak and terrifying world. I'm just gonna say that now.
Before you were born?
Yes.
Oh, and then you came in and gave the world color. Is that the
True colors.
Is that the story we're telling? Is that the mythology we want to propagandize on this show?
You're JT right. But I was obsessed when I was a kid with the song True Colors. Anyone who ever went to Epcot during the 90s will understand the reason why. But I was obsessed with that song, and then I found out where it came from. And wouldn't you know, that was the #1 album the day I was born.
Oh, that's so wild.
So, I wanted it so long. I wanted it so bad. It was on a wish list. And then one day, a Christmas came along, and I opened up a package, and there it was. I'm actually crying. True, real tears.
Touching. It's touching. My cold, dead heart is moved to non-existent tears.
So that's that ticking noise I hear.
Actually, we might want to get out of the studio if there's a ticking noise.
Quick, finish the albums.
The Beatles, 1967 through 1970. It's a 4-disc album.
Yeah, I blame that on my parents. No, I mean, I thank my parents for that. We used to drive around blaring that.
It's a thin line between the blame and the thank.
How many kids in the 90s grew up singing the Lady Madonna? Like, come on. How many kids knew those words growing up?
I did.
We were raised right.
Yes. Next one up is Paramore.
Paramore. Oh, yeah, that was one of the first albums I bought. Actually, the first 3 albums I bought were the Paramore, the Vices and Virtues, and Walk the Moon.
Oh, neat.
Those were my first 3 albums.
And last and not, but probably not least, here at the bottom of the stack is Linkin Park. We are 90s kids.
Just for clarification, which album?
This one is Hybrid Theory.
The good one.
The good one. Yeah.
No, I take that back. There's a lot of good ones.
There are.
My favorite Linkin Park is Minutes to Midnight. Just going to put that out there now. But Hybrid Theory is the one that kicked it all off. And we're talking, baggy jeans, Mike Shinoda with red hair, Chester Bennington with his platinum blonde. We're talking Mr. Hahn. We're talking, who are these guys and why are they winning awards? We're talking, I feel dark and sad, but now this album speaks to me. This was what started it.
The start of the Edgelords.
I am not. Yes, I am. Thank you.
Yes, you are.
Thank you. That's all, folks.
Yeah.
And the other 44 albums are back at home.
Yeah, we don't need to go through all of them.
We're not going to.
No.
No.
We're not going to subject you to that sort of torment.
I'm pretty sure the soundtrack to the original Broadway cast of Kiss Me Kate is on there. Did I mention I'm gay?
It comes up every few episodes.
All right, then. Whiskey, I just got to say this.
What do
Your
you got to say?
collection is comparatively smaller.
It's not about size, man.
You keep telling yourself that.
It
must
ain't
have
the
some.
meat, it's the motion.
Don't do not complete that statement. Do not complete that statement. Don't. Why?
Oh.
That being said, yours being smaller, there must be things you want. So let me ask you, what do you want?
I want a sandwich right now. That would really just
Hit the spot.
hit the spot.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could think a nice Cubano.
Ooh. I was thinking actually like a nice grilled cheese with some tomato soup. Nice on a cold, rainy day like this one.
I love a good tomato soup.
Anyways, what do I want for albums? Actually, you know what? You know the Siamese band that I introduced you to the other day?
Yeah.
If they have any vinyl albums, I would love to have those ones.
You know, the Birthday Massacre has one vinyl album.
Ooh, that's another one.
Diamonds.
Oh. Yeah, put them all on the list.
Anything else you can think of?
Dragon Force, I guess. I mean, you put one song on one... fit one song on one side.
Think of how many records you would need to complete one album.
Of Dragon Force, probably 8.
We kid. We love.
We love Dragon Force, especially through the Fire and the Flames. It's overplayed. There's lots of other great ones. Valley of the Damned.
Oh, yeah.
Soldiers of the Wasteland.
Oh, yeah.
Warrior Inside.
Mm-hmm.
You're just saying, mm-hmm.
I don't know the last one.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
It's like a bonus track on one of the albums. It's a little bit less well known. But
Children, you don't know this because they don't do this anymore, but albums used to have bonus tracks. Yes, really.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
Special editions. A Nightwish special edition came with instrumentals. An extras bonus CD with the instrumentals of all the songs, and that's awesome.
What is it? Blue October. Absolutely love them, but their album Foiled. At the end of it, or at least at the end of one of the versions, the song ends and the track will continue running. The track is 18 minutes long.
Oh my goodness.
Because there's an additional song that you just gotta wait to get to.
Oh, no way.
I know.
That's pretty wild.
I just love it when that sort of thing happens.
Right.
Well, I have a few that I want, but I'm novice to tell you.
You're novice?
Novice.
Go for it.
Okay. Certainly. Are we just gonna keep talking like that? Because I could dig that.
No.
I could totally dig that. We sound like the cast of Cuphead.
I was going to think the Goodfellas.
Yeah. Okay. Well, speaking of Cuphead, that's actually one of them. The official soundtrack of the popular video game and absolute freaking sleep-ending game controller destroying, sanity-crushing nightmare that is Cuphead. That came out in 2017 on vinyl.
I have a different definition. For controller destroying. I've tried playing Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy.
Ah! Oh my gosh! That
Yeah.
I was like a minute in, like nope.
I got.
There was enough holes punched in my wall.
I got to the orange.
You went to Orange Hell.
Yeah.
Oh jeez, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Hang on. I'm just gonna like put my fist out here and see if this reminds you of anything.
No. I actually got like hypertension from playing that game. Had the high blood pressure and everything.
If you go online, there are actual online. If you go to YouTube, there are video game player compilation reaction videos to people in Orange Hell. People are losing their stuff. I'm just gonna say.
I just stopped playing. It was like, you gotta understand. I get mad and then I get quiet, and it's just the quiet rate, the quiet, calm rage of just closing the laptop, exiting the game, closing the laptop, putting it aside, and going off and doing something completely different. All completely angry, but it's just like the center eye of the storm kind of rage.
Whiskey, why are you sitting there plucking the feathers off that chicken one by one?
Oh,
I was playing a game. I'm mad now. Whiskey, why are you braiding your brother's hair? He looks terrified.
He better be.
And, okay, 2017, Cuphead came out with the soundtrack, and it is on vinyl, and I want that because it's old-timey, and it's corny, and it's ridiculous, but it's brilliant, and I must have it. Then I want, let's see. Oh, of course.
For anyone new to the man of mystery, Frosty, that was a threat.
I don't think it was subtle.
No.
I think I'm getting the date right here, but there's an odd that I will be beaten to death by true music fans if I get this wrong. I want Hysteria.
Hysteria.
Def Leppard, 1987.
Ooh.
That has so many of my favorite songs on it, and it's just it's good. It's good stadium rock, hair rock. It's good. Get loud, and your parents will say, "Turn that disrespectful stuff down." Will rise from their graves to say, "Turn that disrespectful stuff down," even if they're not dead. And finally, oh gosh, it's a good thing I can't say at the moment because I can't imagine the look you're going to give me. Released in 1999, but put on vinyl years later. Blink-182, Enema of the State.
I'm sorry. It sounded like you just said "enema of the state."
The silence there said volumes. Yeah, that was it.
Oh. Okay.
See, I'm a grown-up.
I'm just gonna leave that one right there.
I'm a grown-up. I'm allowed to buy what I want.
You are allowed to buy what you want.
Stop giving me that look.
I will not.
I feel called out.
You should.
Hey, Whiskey, what do you see above us?
I see the beautiful night sky, full of stars and the Milky Way.
What do you think it all means?
Well, I think it means we're gonna have another beautiful day tomorrow. And I think it really speaks to our place in the universe, you know? Here we are, specks of dust, riding on another speck of dust, flying at hundreds of millions of miles per hour through space and time, and we get to observe the majesty and glory of the universe and stars above us. Such insignificant beings we are, wholly privileged by time and circumstance to enjoy this moment, right here, right now. It's sublime. Why? What do you think it means?
I think it means someone stole our tent, you idiot. I will not take this abuse. I will not. I will not stand for it.
It's a good thing you're sitting down.
Hilarious. You should write dad jokes.
I love dad jokes too. Puns, dad jokes,
Dad
wordplay.
jokes are bad jokes.
They are great jokes.
They are not.
They are too.
Tell me one of them that could stand on its own that has merit.
Hello, hungry. I'm Dad.
I cast thee out. Out! I cast thee from the station. Be gone.
That's not how spells work.
I'm not casting a spell. I just honestly want you to leave. So
Probably most of our listeners too.
you have some collection of vinyl to do. I have some reorganization to do. Let's give our final thought on that before we go. What is it about vinyl that makes it so popular nowadays?
I think it's a combination of the best sound quality, the best sound fidelity, combined with nostalgia. I mean, nostalgia sells. What's old is new, and what's new is
Profitable.
Yeah.
It's a good response.
Yeah.
I noticed that you had a very nice game room, and right there you put your phonograph in a place of splendor. Do you think that, you really want to fill up a collection just to use that?
A small one, yeah. I mean, I probably don't need very many.
I don't understand.
Can
Can those words go together?
Yes, they can. They just did.
I didn't understand them.
I am a man of moderation.
I don't understand that either. Coming up next week on Bourbon on Ice. Oh, wait, are we doing next week?
We're not going to do it next week, and you want to tell them why?
Not really,
Well, that's fair enough.
but I shouldn't I?
We should keep our fans up to date.
Okay, so yeah, I've been dancing around this, and I mentioned it once, but it's happening. I am going under the knife next week. It has consumed my every waking moment. I am terrified, and I am climbing the walls, but I am now completely blind, and this is the only way to save my sight. So we were not doing a show next week.
Yeah, Frosty will be recovering
I,
in more ways than one, I think.
yeah,
But
but then we'll be back.
we will be back. Thoughts and prayers for Frosty. We can all come back and have more fun together.
So instead of doing our usual outro where we say next week, we should say next time.
Yes, we should.
Let's do that now.
Next time on Bourbon on Ice.
We get back together and we talk topics
And stuff.
and themes
And nerds.
and nerdy stuff because that's what we do.
That's generally what we do.
And now we are going to go out and have a nice post-podcast drink, as we do.
Yes, as we do.
I am your friend Frosty,
And I'm your bartender, Mike Whiskey.
and as always,
Have a cold one on us.
This podcast was recorded at and produced by Cape Media Center on Cape Cod, Massachusetts by podcasting duo Mike Whiskey and your friend Frosty. All music and sound credits go to soundstripe.com. Special thanks to Jamie Horton, Emily Tulloch, Gabrielle Rawson. For more information on Bourbon on Ice, visit our social media page at twitter.com/whiskeyfrosty. For more information on Cape Media Center, visit capemedia.org. For more listening options and a variety of podcasting entertainment, visit our hosts at buzzsprout.com and capemediacenter.org.